Good morning, friends. It's Friday. We've made it to another weekend. But before we have the weekend, we need to do a few things. This video is going to be just me reading the vocabulary, comprehension, and phonics test. So if you're unable to read it to your child, or if your child is unable to read it themselves, please have them watch this video. This test is not about if they can read that first sentence, the question. Most of the time it is about if they can read the answers. So go ahead and pay attention to the way that I'm reading this test in case you would like to read it to them another time. So for vocabulary, those words are the sight words for the week. So I will not be reading those words. I will just be reading the questions. So you should be on this page right here. It says vocabulary on the top. All right, number 1. Jim and his pal Fred were walking blank the sidewalk. Number 1. Jim and his pal Fred were walking blank the sidewalk. Number 2. They were going to the park blank. They were going to the park blank. Number 3. They got close to a big white blank. They got close to a big white blank. 4. Jim and Fred saw a blank and his dad in the yard. Jim and Fred saw a blank and his dad in the yard. Number 5. The boy and his blank began to wave. The boy and his blank began to wave. Number 6. I am Dean, the boy said. Can we play blank? I am Dean, the boy said. Can we play blank? 7. What is a tadpole? Is a tadpole a big frog, a young frog, or a green frog? And number 8, what is a duckling? Is it a big cub, a baby cub, or a young hen? All right, that's your vocabulary. Let's move on to comprehension. If you need to pause this and go back and listen to the questions again, please do that. It's on YouTube, so it should be pretty easy. Number 1, for Whistle for Willie, what happens at the start of the story? Does Peter whistle, Willie runs to Peter, or a dog runs to the boy? What happens at the start of the story? Peter whistles, Willie runs to Peter, or a dog runs to a boy? Number 2, why does Peter turn round and around? He is cold, he can't whistle, or he is looking for Willie. Number 3, read this sentence about Peter from the story. Quick as a wink, he hid in an empty carton lying on the sidewalk. What does quick as a wink mean in the sentence above? Does it mean very fast, not wink, or winking his eyes? Can you wink? Miss Gregory's not very good at it. Number 4, why does Peter hide in a carton? He sees Willie, he is playing a game, or his mom asks him to get in it. Number 5, what does Peter do after he gets out of the carton? He plays with Willie, he draws with chalk, or he turns round and around. 6, what happens when Peter whistles? Willie runs away, Willie keeps walking, or Willie stops and looks. Why does Willie run after Peter's whistles? He sees a cat, he sees Peter, or it's time to eat. And last one, number 6, why does Peter run home at the end of the story? To give the hat back to his dad, to show he can run as fast as Willie, or to show his mom and dad he can whistle. All right, so most of those I only read one time. So if you need to go back again to listen to any of those, please do that. Do not just guess. This will be for a grade in the grade book. All right, last section. Again, I will not be reading the answers. The only time I read the answers is during the comprehension test. So, number 1, Jill walked by the blank with her dog. Jill walked by the blank with her dog. Foot. Oh, I I gave you one. I'll read these ones to you. Foot, hook, or woods. I'm not going to do that next time. That's Gregory messed up. They went down to the bank. I mean, Miss Gregory keeps messing it up. They went down to the blank, not the bank, the blank. This one's a little bit hard. I'm going to give this one to you. And if you watch this video, then you will know the answer. The answer is brook. Find the word brook. Jill had a blank to read. Jill had a blank to read. It's a blank day to read, she said. It's a blank day to read, she said. Number 5. Her dog said blank. 5. Her dog said blank. 6. Which word has 2 syllables? Remember, syllables are what we can clap out. Go, out, or sandal. Which word has 2 syllables? Go, out, or sandal. 7. Which word has 2 syllables? Basket, her, or she. 8. If we're thinking about our syllables, where would my claps be? Where would I put that slash? Would it be us, circus, or crus? Do it in your head and think, when is that slash in there? Number 9, what is the correct way to divide the word muffin into syllables? Is it muffin? Is it muffin? Or is it muffin? This one's a little bit hard too. And 10, what is the correct way to divide the word forget? Is it forget, forget, or forget? That one might be a little easy. All right, and the last section, I'm going to read this story, and there are 5 questions you need to answer about this story. All right, here we go. Jan's flowers. Jan showed me her garden. Have you seen my pretty flowers? Asked Jan. These flowers began as seeds. How do they grow? I asked. Jan told me. Seeds are as small as grains of rice. I put them in the ground in the spring. Part of the plant grows down. This part acts like feet to hold the plant up. First, you see nothing in the ground. Then a green stem grows up. Leaves form on the stem. I asked, what makes the plant get so big? Jan asked. The wind, rain, and sun help the plant grow. Soon, the plant has flowers. More seeds are in here. Then, what happens to the flowers? I asked. Jan said, in the fall, there is less sun and water. The flowers turn as brown as the dirt. The seeds fall out of the flowers. They land on the ground. When spring comes, the plant will grow again. All right. Number 1. Read this sentence from the story. These flowers began as seeds. Excuse me. What is the meaning of the word began as it is used in the sentence above? So, these flowers began as seeds. What does began mean? Does it mean made, planted, or started? Number 2, how do some plants begin? Do they begin as seeds, as a house, or as the ground? Number 3, what does Jan compare the size of the seeds to? Green leaves, grains of rice, or holes in the ground? This is a perfect time for you to go back into our text, read it one more time, and to find that answer. Do not guess. Go and find that answer in our text. I will tell you, let's see. It is in the second line. So go look in the second line, read the second line again, and find that answer. Number 4, Jan tells about the part of the plant that grows down into the earth. What does Jan compare this part to? So when we talk about the plant growing down, 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 she says it's like what? She says it's like feet, like seeds, or like a stem. You can find that answer in the third line down. Last one. Read the sentence from the story. First, you see nothing on the ground. How much is nothing? So if you saw nothing, would it be 0, 1, or 2? All right, so that is your test this week. If you need any of those questions repeated, please go back and listen to this again so you can show me your best first grade work. All right, so make sure you're looking, and if you watch this, make sure you also watch the next YouTube video so we can do some math together. And then you'll be ready for the weekend. So I will see you on Monday.